Today I'm going to talk about what are the barriers to effective listening. The first barrier to effective listening is wool gathering. Now, wool gathering, when you are physically present but you are mentally wandering somewhere else. During listening to a dialogue, a monologue, we might sometime wool gather. We might be physically present, but we are at times on a mental vacation. And the second barrier to effective listening is daydreaming. We daydream because we might be thinking about our future. We might at times daydream and live in a fool's paradise. So this is one of the problems, one of the barriers to becoming a good listener. We need to avoid wool gathering and daydreaming. The third problem, which is also one of the barriers to effective listening, is English reduction, or we can also call it contraction. So what is English reduction and what is contraction? Let me throw some light on it. Basically, English language users, especially the native speakers of English language, use, for example, let's suppose this is a statement: I have got to go to London. So we can simply say this statement, I have got to go to London, but if we were to listen to an English speaking person, the person might say, I gotta go to London, I gotta go to London. And contraction could be one of the problems for various test takers while taking the test. Contraction could be a problem for many listeners of English language. We need to get ourselves used to with understanding English contraction, or we call it English reduction. So instead of listening to I want to, you might listen to I wanna, I have to, I have to, I have got to, I gotta, right? And there are lots of examples which you have to really acquaint yourself with. Fourth barrier to effective listening is mentally arguing with the speaker. You should completely throw your bias aside. Just concentrate on what the speaker has to say and do not mentally argue with the speaker. The next is accent. As you might know that English has got 21 accents, and it might be a big problem for most of the listeners to understand American accent, British accent, Irish accent, Australian accent, Canadian accent, and there are lots of accents that, and especially when it comes to the IELTS test or IELTS exam, you might listen to, in the listening part, you might listen to a variety of accents, maybe 4 accents, maybe 3 accents, and that is why you need to improve upon your English listening skill. I think that was enough about barriers to effective listening. Now we are going to discuss how to become a good listener.
IELTS is the International English Language Testing System for people who wish to study or work where English is the language of communication. IELTS, the test that has the highest quality, security, and integrity.